morning. Good morning.
Please stand, Cena. All right. Choosing happiness. What a great topic. What I'm going to do today is I am going to talk about your speech objectives, how you met those objectives, what you did well, and some areas that you could improve in. Your objectives were to clearly define a goal and have structure. You actually met those objectives. You had a clear purpose for your speech, which was choose happiness. You told us about how to choose happiness, and you had a defined introduction, a body, and a conclusion. Within your speech, you showed that you did a lot of research. You gave us some statistics on people in depression and how many people are happy. You had a lot of good interaction with the audience. You asked questions. You had people raising their hand. So you did a really good job with that. You even brought in a book, which was a visual aid to kind of emphasize your point on happiness and show that you did a little bit of research. You also had a little bit of humor in your speech, which kind of lightened up the audience and got everybody into your speech. You also gave us some great points and tips on how to be happy and how to choose happiness. And at the end of your speech, you summarized your points very, very well. And you told us what you talked about. One thing I would recommend for improvement, though, would be in the beginning of your speech, when you do the introduction, tell us what you're going to talk about. So there's a saying I've heard in the past, what they say, tell them what you would tell them, and then tell them what you told them. So in the beginning, make sure you let us know what you're going to talk about, your points, and then talk about them, and then summarize them again. Another thing I've noticed, you are a great storyteller. So I've heard you speak a couple of times, maybe at table topics or just when you did your icebreaker. And by nature, you are just a great storyteller. And I think one of the things that would have really enhanced your speech is if you had given us a personal story on how you chose happiness or something you did to bring out happiness would have really enhanced your point. But overall, I think you did a great job. You asked me to look for filler words like and. I didn't really hear any ands or a lot of ums or ahs or anything like that. The only other thing I would say is just watch your hand motion, and I noticed a couple times you were kind of tilting back and forth as you were talking. But outside of that, you did a great job.
A police officer pulls over a guy in a car who's been weaving in and out of the lanes. He walks over to the windows and he says, "Sir, I'm going to need you to blow into this breathalyzer tube." And the guy in the car says, "Well, I can't do that because I'm asthmatic. If I blow into the breathalyzer tube, I'll have a breathing attack." He says, "Okay, well, I need you to come down to the station and give us a blood sample." He says, "Sir, I can't do that because I'm a hemophiliac." He said, "If I get blood, I may bleed to death." He said, "All right, well, I need you to come down and give a urine sample." He says, "I can't do that." He says, "I'm a diabetic. If I give a urine sample, I get really low blood sugar." Now, the police officer is totally frustrated at this point in time. He says, "Well, I'll tell you what, I need you to step out of the car and walk this white line." And the guy in the car says, "Sir, I can't do that." The police officer says, "Why?" "Because I'm drunk."